Just 10 years ago, Forza Motorsport was considered as one of the best racing game franchises ever, but now the newest title struggles to receive just 500 active players. So what went wrong? I'm Azure Gaming, and today I'll be explaining the tragic demise of Forza Motorsport. Before the series' decline, Forza Motorsport was seen as the pinnacle of virtual racing, and with each installment the series became a more and more worthy competitor to PlayStation's Gran Turismo. Then came 2013. After developing 4 successful titles in the Xbox 360 generation of consoles, Forza was tasked by Microsoft themselves with creating a game that would showcase the capability of the upcoming Xbox One generation of consoles. This was a chance for Forza to use the upcoming console to showcase what the future of sim racing looks like, so Turn 10 knew that starting from scratch was their only option, and that's what they did. The game is built on a completely new engine created to maximise the abilities of the upcoming console, along with a car list of over 200 cars and 17 racetracks. Sure, the car list wasn't as big as the previous installment, but when you consider that the majority of the car models had to be rescanned in the space of just 2 years, it really was an incredible achievement for Turn 10. But that didn't matter, as the game received mostly negative reviews, with such criticism put on the game's physics system, with the asphalt feeling more like ice and the cars felt like they weighed double what they were supposed to. However, the Forza community wasn't done criticising yet, as the game itself was incredibly bare, with the career having very little structure besides the car type, and the game modes from Forza Motorsport 4, such as car football, had completely vanished. Even though the game was heavily criticised, there was actually a lot to like about the game. New features were introduced like Forza Vista, which allowed players to explore every aspect of the car, just like it would feel in real life, along with driving towers, the most advanced AI opponents yet, that would mimic the driving style of the player living in place. Finally, the game's graphics were breathtaking, and as realistic as the game could look at the time. However, the negatives outweighed the positives, and Motorsport 5 was received horribly. However, some credit still has to be given to Playground Games, as the regular 2-year timeframe for Forza games at the time isn't enough to develop an entire game from scratch, and I think the blame should really go to Xbox, as it's possible that the game is rushed and released unfinished, just so it could release alongside the Xbox One. But that didn't matter, as this marked the beginning of the end for Forza Motorsport. The 6th installment in the series would release in 2016, with much needed improvements over its predecessor. The terrible handling was replaced, showcase events broke up the cycle of races, and the career was once again structured, restricting faster cars until the later stages of the game. Motorsport 6 was a huge improvement over the previous game, but at this point the series' reputation had been damaged so much that players weren't ready to pull out their wallets for fear of another half-finished cash grab, and thus the game performed awfully, with Motorsport 7 following a similar pattern, re-adding racetracks that were seen in Motorsport 4 a full 4 years after the shift to the Xbox One. After a disappointing era of Forza games, the series wouldn't see another title until 6 years later, and well, calling the game a scam was maybe a bit too generous, as history repeated itself with yet another extremely empty and unfinished game, released a full decade after the last. So is Turn 10 to blame for the decline in the series? Although yes, Turn 10's hopes of creating a game from scratch in just 2 years was very ambitious, it's very possible that Microsoft played a much bigger role, limiting the game's development time for the sake of having another game to show off at the console's release. Regardless, the franchise has never been the same since, and all we can do is look back at this once great series through rose-tinted glasses. Thanks for watching.